I would say it had about 80.
We got the photo bomb by the resident elder. Let's go. That's fine. Hey, what's up? It's Sterling Martinez from Drums Are Flash, the podcast.
Hunter Naranjo, let's go.
Simply Orange over here. We're here for the premiere of Rooted Waters, a film produced by Treston Chee and Vidal Gonzalez, also known as The Uncivilized Outdoorsman. We're going to check it out, see what's good, talk to some people, interview the special guests, the men of honor, and we'll see what's good. Let's get it. We got the Vidal Gonzalez with us today. We're at the premiere for him and Treston Chee's film Rooted Waters. We're here at the campus of IAIA. For those of y'all that don't know, that's Institute of American Indian Arts. So Vidal, how are we doing today?
We're doing just fine. We had a little bit of some technical difficulties this afternoon. We kind of had some, when we first put the event out, we put 5:30, but there was some miscommunication on our side. So I think we got it all dialed in right now, but doing good now.
When you woke up this morning, was it butterflies, nervous, or were you like, let's get this done today?
I was probably tired because I've been working pretty long days, so I wasn't really thinking about it till on the drive over here. I still need to review the questions for the panel discussion, so we'll see when I get that in.
Oh, nice. All right, hell yeah. We got Treston Chee with us today, the director of the short film we're about to watch. You want to tell us about who you are and where you're from?
Yeah, my name is Treston Chee. I'm Dinesh from Navajo Nation. I've been living in Santa Fe for quite a while.
Were you born up towards the Navajo Nation and migrated down this way?
Yeah, yep. I was born in Gallup area. Gallup is a hometown, so quite a few ways from here. But yeah, and actually, I'm an alumni of the Institute of American Indian Arts as well, so it's been great.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Vidal, I mentioned that. You want to give me like a little like snippet of like what it was like to go to school here? I was telling Vidal that this is actually the first time that I've been on the campus.
Nice. Yeah, the Institute of American Indian Arts is a really great school, specifically for indigenous kind of fields in the arts. And it was awesome to be here. I graduated with the Bachelor's of Fine Arts within the Studio Arts department, and now they've expanded a lot. So they have cinematic arts here, studio arts, they have computer science and a whole plethora of stuff now, so yeah.
How does it feel seeing all these people show up for this?
I feel really blessed, and I'm so happy that everyone's being able to show out for the community and really interested in what we're doing here and trying to achieve. And what we raised from today is going to be the seed money for the youth leadership program that we want to build out and kind of teach our older youth, kind of like a quote-unquote our graduates from our other program, teach them about water rights, teach them about cultural rights, land rights, and all these different things so that we can get them thinking critically as they go out into the world and continue to build the next generation of leaders.
Oh, nice. You want to give us a little rundown on like how something like this comes to fruition? How does Vidal approach you? He had told me that you're one of his guides. And so how does he just automatically like just walk up to you while you guys are talking shop like, hey, I have this idea, or how does this come to fruition between the two of you?
Yeah, it's all grassroots. That's all it is. It's not anything big and major led by a company outside of the community. It's all led by the community members, which Vidal is one of, part of the community here. And that's kind of the biggest important reason is that it's, led by someone within the community and someone who believes in the community and wants to bring fly fishing to their community. So that's kind of how it got started. And it's all indigenous, right? So, wanting to connect indigenous people with indigenous knowledge, and that's kind of about it. Yeah.
What's like the logistics behind something like this? Do you approach IAIA? Do they approach you? How do you reserve such a nice facility for your premiere?
Yeah, so we've actually been in communication with IAI here. Kata, she is one of the employees here, and we've been in communication trying to start kind of like an outdoor fly fishing program here as well. So we got into communication with her because we were just searching for different venues, either at a reduced or at a free rate. And Treston actually graduated from IAI, so we were able to, through all that collaboration and conversations and relationships, we were able to get IAI to sponsor the event and get this venue for free.
It seems like a work in progress. When did you guys start filming or start the whole project?
Yeah, so we got the grant, I want to say, to do this film in September of 2024. So right after September, I got the grant, signed the contract, and then from there, I reached out to Treston, and he was just a natural fit for the film because he's actually part of the team. He's one of our guides and one of our mentors, and he's our community engagement staff that we have. So I reached out to him because he does this professionally and he knows everything about how the camp works, what the camp's goals are. So it's just honestly like a perfect fit. So we signed the contract with him, and then from there we got out to planning. We scored some private locations to do the film. And then from there, just getting footage, and then from there, kind of editing everything down. And I think the biggest thing is just editing it down. And when you're trying to tell such an elaborate story and with some deep historical context, it's really hard to put everything into such a small video. So hopefully kind of our next step is to apply to another grant to where we can do a short film for 40 to 50 minutes.
Nice, right on.
Oh, nice. How long did this take, like from fruition, from the idea, sitting down, drafting it on a piece of paper, to sitting down on your computer, finishing the final edits, where to put a cut scene, where to put a somber music tone? How long does a process like this take?
Yeah, I mean, this has kind of been, I think, a process of about, planning-wise, pre-planning was probably about 4 months in planning, and then doing the film was probably another 4 months, and then doing the post-editing was probably another 4 months. So we're looking at a total of about a year in kind of just editing and, getting shots, talking to people, collaborating, and getting out there. So, yeah.
Oh, wow. Right on. And how does it feel seeing those light bulbs go off with the youth?
Oh man, it's incredible just seeing their smiles, seeing the way that they connect, seeing their roots get connected to their ancestral lands, and learning that traditional knowledge, and being able to bring out elders and have them teach them about the traditional knowledge. I think it's all holistic. It's all just wholesome.
Yeah. Right on. Share the wealth. You'd love to see it.
So like, what kind of equipment do you use? I got a chance to look at your guys' movie poster, and that looks like you maybe used a drone or something, and that's a really cool shot. So like, do you go into your guys' fishing trips like planning, like, I'm gonna get this shot, or I want to try and get this shot organically, because you don't really want to force anything, I'm assuming. So how does the production go when you guys go out and actually like shoot on the water?
Yeah, it's involved in a lot of equipment, just cinematic grade equipment, lenses, cameras, and drone shots, and it's all just planned. So like, we'll have like a certain date and we'll go out there and plan it, and then we'll be able to shoot the film, things like that, interviews. So that's kind of about it. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Are you excited for all the people to see your film?
Yeah, I'm super excited for everybody in the whole community to check out the film. I'm excited. I think I'm more so excited to see the panel discussion and see what questions come up and see how those conversations go, and what questions the community comes up with. So.
You got any words of advice for any aspiring young Indigenous directors and film enthusiasts?
Yeah, I think start with your community, start grassroots efforts, and you'll get a lot of community members behind you and wanting to, see your stories and tell stories that are true, that are about your community, and be honest about it and poetic. So, yeah.
So just to get your opinion, where do you stand, drums or flats on the chicken wings?
Ooh, I'm gonna go drums.
Drums?
Yep.
Nice. Hell yeah. I'm losing that battle. I think it's like 20 to like 3. Yeah, we got a lot of flats people.
Sounds good. Well, I better go back in there and get everything started. So
Oh yeah, it was nice to meet you. Hopefully we get to talk to you after.
definitely, for sure. Yeah.
We're here with
White Sonyazi.
Yazi. Are you a fan, guide? What's your
I
relation to
actually
this
guide with Vidal's company. So yeah.
project? Nice. Did you grow up with Vidal? How did you get involved with this?
I didn't grow up with Vidal. He volunteered with my other original, I guess the company that I worked for. He came and volunteered with us one day and just kicked it off. Noticed that he was a fly fisherman. He was looking for guides. And we just went out and fished one day, so that's how we met. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
All right, right on. Hunter. Vincent, nice to meet you. So you're from Capo too?
Yeah.
Yeah, right on. Huh, real tradition. All right, cool. So so you really enjoying fly fishing?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Best thing.
Right on. I've never been fly fishing. I'm just sticking out with like the tuna pole and just hoping I catch something. I've really only caught a rainbow trout, but all them cutthroat brook trout, those look pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you been fishing all over New Mexico?
Well, I've been just the Rio Grande mainly, and then sometimes I'll go up to Colorado, the Conejos, and
Oh, nice. Where in Colorado?
just like right there on the borderline of New Mexico.
Okay.
So it's just the river that flows right through there,
Right.
right in the Conejos.
Okay. Right on. I think I've tried fishing at Colorado Springs. That was back when I was a little jit, but that was long ago with my uncle.
What did you think of the film? Was it what you expected? Were you really surprised with how well it came out?
Oh yeah, it came out so well. Treston did an amazing job just producing the film, editing, directing, everything. So amazing. I think they got the what they wanted to project, the word out. I guess it went pretty good.
Oh yeah. We're back at the end of the film, at the end of the night. Great turnout. I believe when we did our little phone call yesterday, you said you had sold out about 59 tickets. Did you guys have like a final count, or did you guys exceed expectations?
Yeah, we actually had more tickets purchased today, the day of, and then we had some pretty significant people just show up with some cash and buy some tickets. So we actually, I would say, had about 80.
We got the photo bomb by the resident elder. Let's go. That's fine. Do you have any words of advice or wisdom for any aspiring youth fishermen, indigenous youth fishermen? Anything that you wish you would have heard growing up?
Oh yeah, the big thing, I would say just give it a try. Just new things. Just get out of your comfort zone. Yeah, that's one of the main things that I think give you the ability to understand things more. Just explore the world. Just try new things.
Well, we thank you for standing here and talking to us.
Of course, man.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, sir. Nice to meet you too.
Okay, right on. Was it a very complex getting into fly fishing, like starting off?
It actually wasn't. No, it wasn't very complex. It was probably a really directive sport. So it's all just following kind of just steps by steps, and that was kind of about it. And if you can follow a step-by-step process, fly fishing will come easy to you. So.
Okay, right on. And you have any advice for me for trying to catch a pike? I've never caught one. That's my trophy fish that I want to go after. I've seen you can only maybe go for Elephant Butte or Eagle Nest.
So for pike, you can go, I would say, either the Rio Grande here in northern New Mexico, either the Rio Grande or Eagle's Nest. And then for me, since I'm a fly fisherman, I can really only tell you what I would do. So I would just throw a streamer like that big out there with some sinking line, dude, and just wait. And they call it a fish of 1,000 casts for a reason. So you'll be out there all day just searching for that one.
Set aside a weekend for that, huh?
Yes, sir.
Right on. Well, I'll definitely have some questions after the film, but I look forward to watching this. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Okay, so did you grow up fishing?
I did grow up fishing, but I grew up fishing, not fly fishing. I grew up fishing with like spin cast rods,
Right.
the OG way.
Okay.
And just, putting a regular worm on a hook and letting it sit out there for a little bit. And that was fun, but that's how I grew up fishing. So.
Okay, right on. So when did you get to Santa Fe?
I came to Santa Fe actually in 2015. That's when I graduated high school. And I came to school here.
Nice. Okay, so you made a lot of acquaintances, and how did you meet up with Vidal?
Yeah, so it was all just connections, like, meeting people, talking to people, getting in the outdoors. And meeting Vidal was through another indigenous fly fisher, Norman Moctama, and he held some events for fly tying events, and that's when I met Vidal. We were teaching people how to, tie flies in Albuquerque, and that was the way I got to meet him.
Right on. Do you have a specific type of brand that you fish with your fly fishing pole?
Fly fishing pole, I have two. So my first rod was a TFO. It was a 10-foot 6-weight. Love that rod. I'll always love it. I'll always love that brand. It's just a nice brand. And then I have a Echo Lift. It's another nice rod. And I love that brand too. So, and then most of my gear is either Patagonia, Orbis, Sikta, or what else? Sims.
Oh yeah.
We've been to two of your events now, Trout Rock featuring JJ and the Hooligans. We actually saw their headlining tonight when we drove by them today by Tumble Route, so maybe we're thinking about going over there and checking them out again. But we've done two events. Where does this one rank in the events that you've done for your community to showcase what you've been doing for your community? Where does this rank on I guess your events?
I think it's hard to rank them, but I think this one was more by the community, for the community. So we had a lot of more community members come out, and you like, as you guys saw from the different questions and the conversation, I think it was a lot more heartfelt, and I actually kind of almost shed a tear there during some of the conversation, and I think it was very heartfelt tonight. Yeah.
Nice. I would like to show up for the camp, try and get some pointers for fly fishing, because I would like to get into it.
Yeah.
But was it pretty hard getting into it at first?
Oh, kind of, yeah. It was a struggle. Like, I would get really frustrated. But as soon as I progressed, it calmed me down. And like, I learned that you won't always catch fish. Sometimes you're just there for the fun of it. You're like, fly fishing is not just catching fish. It's about learning different things, different skills.
Right on. Nice. Some powerful words from Vincent here. You're all good. All right. Well, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Thanks
you.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah, not to get a little too, I don't want to tug at your heartstrings or anything, but how was it to see your mom stand up in front of everybody and tell everybody how proud she was of you, and how she said that, like, I think the thing that I gravitated most to was you did it all on your own. And I think that's something that parents want to see, is their kids go out and experience the world, do stuff, go through hardships, go through failures. And as we discussed, go check out his interview. We'll link it down below. Selfless plug again. But like you detailed your journey, your hardships, your failures. How was that to see your mom stand up in front of everybody and tell them how proud she was of you?
It really meant a lot to me. Like I said, I asked questions along the way, but there's really no roadmap to what we're trying to do and what we're trying to accomplish, and just not even just on the business part of it, but just more on the community grassroots scale, and being able to have and make those connections with Trout Unlimited, make connections with New Mexico Trout, with local Union 412. I think we're just building the road as it goes. We have a goal, we have a concept that we want to go after. We really just need to continue to bring in community into this conversation and grow our vision. So it meant a lot to me and for my mom to be able to say that.
Nice. Oh yeah.
Right on, Treston. Nice to meet you. I liked your work. Really good film. I liked it a lot. All the different angles and whatnot. Do you have any directors that you try to idolize your work off of, like Scorsese or Robert Rodriguez? Do you have any type of ideals like that?
I mean, in terms of like cinematic arts, I kind of really don't. I do like a lot of films like in that regard, but I am more of a fan of like independent films. The big blockbuster films are great, but I love the independent films in that regard. But there's a lot of great independent films right now that are happening currently, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice. So you be attending like all the Sundance films, or just like any films across the nation?
Yeah, so primarily more like film festivals, but not a lot of them around the area. Like the Santa Fe Independent Film Festival is kind of one of those ones that are near the area. The other ones are more kind of in terms about the outdoors and conservation film festivals.
So is this what you grew up wanting to do, becoming a director? Or is this just something you came into the flow of?
Yeah, that last one, something I just came in the flow of. Didn't really see what I wanted to do in the future, as all little kids, it's like, oh, I want to be a cowboy or something, but
Okay.
It's just like, I just kind of fell into it, so yeah.
Yeah, right on. Well, nice to meet you. Thank you for having us.
Appreciate
and safe travels.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate it. All
right
on.
What's next? What's going on after this? What's the next big thing for the Uncivilized Outdoorsman?
Yeah, so what's coming up next is we have our annual Indigenous and Hispanic youth fly fishing camps that'll be happening in June and July. And then after that, we're going to have another camp with the Valles Caldera with the National Park Service. And in terms of events, it seems like we're going to be doing some more of the film premiere showings, probably in Taos, Albuquerque. We're still kind of hashing out those details. Also there in Sinai with you guys. Yep, that's going to be dope. So we'll see what happens, yeah.
Nice, hell yeah. Well, we appreciate you inviting us. Yep. We appreciate you always being so kind and letting us do our little shenanigans at your events. We wish you nothing but the best going forward, and we can't wait to talk to you about what's next.
And they're the official press of the Uncivilized Outdoorsman.
Hell yeah, we're the official people of Vidal and all this other stuff. Hell yeah. Tune in.